The retail space is rapidly changing. It's more change we've seen in the last decade or so. And the result of that, we're seeing consolidation of retailers and of brands. We're also seeing how the market is being changed by technology and consumer behavior changes, and how the consumer now is driving the purchasing process completely different than they used to. Through pre-purchasing and customer engagement. And that's where retailers really need to start focusing and changing how they engage with their brands and what is their customer experience throughout the whole life cycle of the purchasing process. And as a result, they need to be thinking about the technology of how to enable all the different channels, and be wary of how big players such as Amazon are coming in completely changing the way the market is being looked at. So as a result of Amazon and other large marketplaces changing the environment, we're seeing a large pressure on pricing and pushing down those margins. So retailers need to be looking for different ways to be able to work with their suppliers and change their supply chain to be able to be more efficient, to be able to recover from those decreasing profit margins.
So as Ian was mentioning, today the buying experience starts not at the store, but perhaps anywhere from the living room of a consumer to perhaps an airline or an airplane. And this is really driving the demand for digital capabilities within organizations. So it's fundamentally important for all companies to be looking at e-commerce as both, traditional e-commerce, mobile e-commerce as a big differentiator for themselves as they start to compete against the Amazons of the world. So what are the three important drivers of omnichannel? What are the things that they need to consider? The first strategy within omnichannel that organizations need to consider are customer engagement strategies, both bringing a digital and a single view of multiple channels into the organization. This is really an integration challenge to solve. So while one focuses on building great e-commerce sites, they have to be able to also integrate both their physical distribution channels as well as their technology platforms to provide this single view of the customer through multiple channels. If you want to build an industrial grade e-commerce organization, this level of thinking must be brought into the entire e-commerce organization. As retailers go to market and brands go to market for e-commerce, one of the things to consider is that the product offering has to be improved as well as the breadth of assortment has to be increased. We have heard concepts such as endless aisle or extended aisle. This is a concept where a retailer can take an entire catalog offering of multiple brands and bring them online to sell. This is again an integration challenge to solve. A great e-commerce organization will consider how to bring in the logistics of an increased product assortment online while also executing on the fulfillment options behind this enormous assortment. This is not an easy problem to solve and requires the right kind of technology and thinking to be brought in play with a perfect e-commerce offering. The third factor in an industrial grade omni-channel organization that will be ready to compete with an Amazon is the supply chain organization, and such capabilities have to be built up once again on a war footing. The omni-channel supply chain requires things such as vendor organizations to be fully integrated into the company that is launching e-commerce. You should be able to execute buy and return from any channel. You should be able to support direct-to-consumer as a brand organization, as well as support dropship. Whether you're a brand organization or a retailer, dropship or virtual retail is an absolute necessity within e-commerce. And then finally, brands have given a lot of thought to building marketplaces directly and competing with other existing marketplaces so that they're not looking at 1 or 2 or 3 or maybe 5 sales channels. Right now, you need to be able to participate as well as build multiple sales channels, including online marketplaces where you have the ability to sell your product.
So we're really excited about our new practice, Spice Digital. We help businesses with building, managing, and marketing their e-commerce business. With building, we help clients select the right e-commerce platform for their business. We bring in A to Z capabilities, from selecting the right platform all the way to giving you the supply chain solutions. We've been doing it for many years, and we help many suppliers, brands, and retailers with this area. So selecting the right platform is very important. Spice Digital can help you with managing and updating your e-commerce business as it grows and scales. From back office work to supporting e-commerce, we help with making sure that all the files, the plugins, the extensions are all updated and managed for you. We can also help you with marketing. We would design a digital marketing plan and help you execute it. A lot of businesses already have some form of e-commerce website or strategy, and they often need help with the execution, or they need a second opinion on what they're doing.
As Ian and Justin said, building an industrial-grade e-commerce program is challenging. Retail and distribution is rapidly changing, and e-commerce is a key driver of this change. Spice brings a holistic set of technology and marketing management capabilities to retailers, manufacturers, brands, and distributors who are looking to compete with a digital strategy. That's why you want to select Spice Digital.